Over the years, we've seen quite a few brands coming up with unique devices, phones toting an almost tablet-sized display. Quite a few have tried their hand at it, yet Xiaomi's attempt last year was probably the only one that had been somewhat successful. And now they're back again with the second iteration, the Mi Max 2. How does this behemoth hold up? Well, let's find out in today's video. Hey, this is Sundar from C4E Tech, and you're watching our full review of the Xiaomi Mi Max 2. Let's get started. When it comes to buying phones, we all want the best within our budget. You guys check a lot of review videos and still get confused on where to buy your dream smartphone from. To end this confusion, Flipkart is out with their SuperPhone challenge where they are presenting their best-selling 12 super phones with great features at the best of prices as compared to the selection in any offline store. And guys, Flipkart also offers attractive exchange offers and an easy 10-day replacement policy at the time of purchase, leading to a tension-free experience. Cool, right? Head on over to the description to find out more about the SuperPhone challenge. First, let's start with the built-in design. It's still huge. In fact, huge might just be an understatement, given that its overall footprint is larger than its predecessor. Not by much, but still worth a mention. Given that neither phone is anywhere close to being single-handed usage friendly, it's not really an issue though. Next, we take a closer look at the placements. To the front, on top, we have the earpiece, sensors, a 5-megapixel camera, a 6.44-inch IPS LCD display, just like what was on the Mi Max. We then have the familiar backlit capacitive keys at the bottom. We now have a Type-C port at the bottom along with the speaker and the primary microphone. The power button and the volume rockers can be found to the right. Up top, we have a 3.5mm headphone jack, secondary noise cancelling microphone, and an IR blaster. There's a tray to the left. Here's where you can add either two SIMs or a SIM and a microSD card. To the back, we have a 12-megapixel f2.2 camera with a dual LED flash, a fingerprint scanner, and the Mi logo. The antenna lines are similar to what we've seen on the iPhones, and the curved edges leads to a very comfortable grip. So though the Mi Max 2 is a tad thicker than its predecessor, it still feels slimmer in hand. And Xiaomi has managed to put the increased overall footprint to good use by cramming in an even larger 5300 mAh battery this time around. So while the design doesn't really stand out, there's nothing to complain about here. Xiaomi's build quality seems excellent, the phone feels solid, the weight distribution is even, the metal back feels nice despite being a bit slippery in hand. The fingerprint scanner does take a little getting used to, given that it feels like it's placed a little too high, but it's an excellent scanner and had no trouble with my fingerprints at all. Extremely snappy and accurate. Now the display here is still a 6.44-inch IPS LCD panel with a full HD resolution, meaning a pixel density of about 340 pixels per inch. Now that's very respectable for day-to-day usage. Outside of VR, you aren't really gonna notice anything odd. The color temperature is a little too cool for our liking. The display is not the brightest we've come across and might get a little difficult to see outdoors if used on a really sunny day. That said, overall for the price, it's quite reasonable. Just like with the Redmi Note 4, Xiaomi's gone with a Snapdragon 625 chip here on the Mi Max 2. This might be a step back from the 650 or 652 found on last year's Mi Max, but it's a lot more power efficient given that it's built on the 14nm FinFET process. There's 4 gigs of RAM and Xiaomi offers a choice between 64 and 128 gigs of storage. Now like I said, the performance is theoretically lesser, but with day-to-day usage, just like with the Redmi Note 4, you'd be hard-pressed to find anything odd. The Mi Max 2 handled whatever we threw at it with ease, including intensive gaming. And here's where the dual speaker setup comes in handy. Oh yeah, the earpiece does double as a speaker and the stereo output is quite enjoyable. Audio via the 3.5mm headphone jack 2 was quite good, and so was cellular reception and call quality. Now back to the gaming and usage part, here's where another USP of the Mi Max 2 comes in, that 5300 mAh battery. Now the first few days we used this phone here on C4E Tech, we weren't fans. The battery life frankly kinda sucked. It did get us through a day on a charge, but that's less than what we got from the Mi Max. So why the 625 if we didn't get better battery life? But like with most Xiaomi phones we review, we got an update midway through our tests that fixed that for us. After the update, the battery life has been excellent. With moderate to even heavy usage, we've been able to get through almost 2 days on a single charge, and with this higher capacity battery, there's always the question of how long to charge. That's an area Xiaomi's addressed too. The Mi Max 2 goes from 0 to 65 in about an hour, thanks to it supporting Quick Charge 3.0 and shipping with the Quick Charge 3.0 adapter in the box. Now with that, let's talk cameras. To the back, we have a 12-megapixel f2.2 camera with a dual LED flash. While the megapixel count is lower than the last gen camera, the pixel size is larger this time around. Under good lighting conditions, the images shot are quite good. They're extremely sharp and the colors are pleasing to the eye. The dynamic range is okay at best, but the HDR mode helps make things better. Under low light, the camera struggles to let in enough light, meaning there's quite a lot of noise creeping in. The performance is acceptable. Phones like the Galaxy J7 Max can perform much better under low light. The 5-megapixel f2.0 front-facing camera performs quite well. Good detail levels and color reproduction, decent dynamic range. The Mi Max 2 can shoot 4K at 30 frames per second. The jittery footage here is thanks to the lack of OIS. The video quality itself isn't any better, very poorly exposed, and the camera is continuously hunting for focus. It's quite sharp though. My verdict, if you're going for this phone, camera performance shouldn't be high on your list of priorities. With that, let's talk software. The Mi Max 2 runs on Android 7 Nougat with Xiaomi's MIUI 8 on top. We've just spoken so much about MIUI 8 and I'm sure you don't want me repeating the same info, so I'm just gonna leave a card here. Check that out for the top features MIUI 8 brings to the table. It's worth mentioning that quick switch and multi-window options aren't present here yet, but Xiaomi's promised to add them with MIUI 9, which should be coming out soon. And now on that note, let's talk price. Xiaomi recently launched the black 64GB variant of the Mi Max 2 here in India for 17,000 rupees. In China, it's priced at 1699 yuan or about $250 and the 128GB variant at 1999 yuan or $295. At this price, the Mi Max 2 is virtually unchallenged. I mean, you aren't gonna be considering the Mi Max 2 unless you want a super large sized display and the options over 6 inches are quite limited. The Mi Max 2 is probably your best bet unless you'd wanna go for something like a Galaxy S8 Plus. But then again, for the cost of the S8 Plus, you could buy 4 Mi Max 2s, so they aren't anywhere close to being in the same segment, making the Mi Max 2 an excellent option for the price. Now before we are done, in case you haven't checked it out yet, do check out Flipkart SuperPhone Challenge, link in the description below. To participate, you need to pick a SuperPhone from Flipkart and a Challenger phone of similar price from any offline store. Compare the two, and if you can show the Challenger phone to be superior in 4 out of 6 predetermined features, you get Flipkart gift vouchers worth the phone's price. Cool, right? So coming back, that's it for our take on the Mi Max 2. Let us know in the comments below if you agreed with our conclusion here. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it useful and subscribe to C4E Tech for more like this. Also do this to make sure you get notified each time a video goes live on the channel. Thanks a lot for watching. This is Sundar from C4E Tech, leaving for the moment. Have a great day.